Okay, so I mentioned in the last video that some things are easier to do on the mobile app or on your phone. This is what the screen looks like when you open up the AET.com on your cell phone. And it's a really good way when you're out doing your SAEs to record things. For the setup, your profile and all that it takes to set up an SAE, I think it's easier on a desktop. That's my personal opinion. You can do it through here, but I would do those on the desktop. But for sure, when you're out and about and actually doing these projects, I think it's easier to do it this way. You log in just the same with the same login. I'm going to log in as Coulter because I think he uses the mobile app quite a bit. And so hopefully it'll be a good example. Again, you can do your profile. You can do all of those different things we showed you before on here. For me, it just takes a little bit longer, so I like to use the other one. The big thing I want to focus on is your SAE activities. It really is easy to record this stuff. I have students all the time come up and tell me how I don't have time to sit down and do records, and it's way too difficult to use AET, and I'm going to prove to you right now that it's not. If everything's set up and you're out, say, feeding your steer, or you just finished a shift at work, click SAE activities. You pick which project it is. We're going to pick Coulter's beef breeding project, and it gives you these options. So it's really easy. If you just finished work and you want to put how many hours you were working, click record your time. Or maybe you at the end of a paycheck period, you click record your time, and on the paycheck where it says you worked 82 hours, that's what you put. On that same deal, you can say record cash income. If you got a paycheck from work, click record cash income. Twice a month when you get a paycheck, or once a month, whatever it is, to click that button is not difficult, people. So we're going to say Coulter's recording time. He did something for his beef breeding project. And you can look, Coulter has quite a few different things. On this day, he did that module. Her 4-year-old cow and his 4-month calf. Turned out it took longer because the brakes seized and caught fire. So that's quite an adventure, and that's why it took 4 hours. Good description. Fair enough. We're going to add a new journal entry on top of that. We're going to say what day it is, what we did, how many hours it took, and again, whether an advisor was there or not. And then we're going to click next step. We pick what category it was for. So in Coulter's case, it's animal systems. And this relates to those skill areas that we used when we set up the project. So in this case, Coulter's going to flip through here and say, evaluate animals for breeding readiness. Okay, yeah, what he was doing was breeding related. Or apply scientific principles to select and care for breeding animals. Absolutely. He's breeding animals. So he could click any one of those. We're going to say breed animals. Perfect. Now, this is where you can upload a picture, and it automatically asks you, so it's really easy. If you took a picture of the trailer being on fire, click upload. That'd be something that down the road when you do a record book, somebody might look at that and go, oh, wow, this student really had something that he learned from here. Just that easy. And that's what it looks like for me. Again, I didn't fill out the hours and I didn't give it a good description or anything like that, so I probably should have there, and it'd look a little more complete. You can always click AET to go home on this as well. The other thing I want to show you is how to record your income and expenses. So right here, as simple as clicking expense or income, we're going to say Coulter has a new expense. There he already owes the feed store. We're going to add that he owes his parents $1,000 for the cow that he bought from him. And so he's going to put that under inventory for resale, or he could put it under other, something along those lines. And then under the memo, he'll put exactly what it was for. He'll say, bought Baldy calf. Step. And then who he bought it from, and he can add, here's ones that students have already done. So these are existing vendors that if you wanted to use, you could. But you can add a new vendor, and you could put in Rhine Anchor Ranch. And it's as easy as that. It's in there. Boom. Now he spent $1,000 there. So to put in your income and expenses is not very difficult. And I'm going to jump out of there, and just to show you that income is the same way. We'll put in some income for this project. New cash income, you click that button. Maybe Coulter sells the calf and it's worth $975. We'll say cash sale. Sold 500-pound heifer calf. Next step. So existing payee, he doesn't have any yet. But maybe he sold it to Mr. Neighbor. You spell neighbor. Neighbor, there you go. Now he's got income and expenses for that project. So there's going to be another video on how to get this app onto your phone's home screen, but using this app is so easy. When you're out doing it, take the 30 seconds, minute, whatever it is, to put in your entries so that the week before fair, you're not caught trying to think about what you did 3 months ago, or your senior year when you apply for state degrees. You have all the information already in here. It really is easy, and I hope you'll use this.